Hey, we always live Elvis.
Hey guys, it's Teresa. We'll get to our regular video in just a minute. There's just a couple things I wanted to talk to you about real quick. Some people have asked, how do I find your channel or your videos on YouTube? So if you go up there and do a search for Memphis Mafia Kid, you'll pull up something like this. Now, in this top line of videos, not all of them are going to be ours because anything with Memphis Mafia is going to show up there too. But if I go down and click on Danny's little head, click on it, then it goes into our channel. So now you know this is our channel, and the videos under this are our videos. Another way to know is in the little tiny writing, it'll say Memphis Mafia Kid. And for EFM, it would say EFM Elvis Fans Matter in the little writing. That way you know that is their channel, that is their video. Okay. So when I put a video out, I have a lot of things that I have to, check. I check do not allow embedding, and I check do not allow shorts remixing. Because when we first started our videos, there were people who would take just a teeny bit of a video and spin it to make it seem like we were saying something that we weren't. Okay, so I don't allow that on the videos anymore. So if you see a content creator using pieces of our video or a lot of our video, like say they're showing it on their phone or on a screen behind them or a close-up of their TV where they're videotaping it, it's not being used with our permission. And that's happened recently. Let me scroll down. Under this video right here, a good portion, if not all, this video was taken, probably because it has a lot of views and that person was hoping to get a lot of views by recycling our video or parts of it. But if you see it, that person doesn't have our permission to do that. Like I said, we don't allow that, so it seems like a copyright infringement to me. So I would hope that person would take it down because they don't have our permission to use it. So anyway, if you see a video, it says Memphis Mafia Kid, that's definitely our video. Or if you see one that says EFM Elvis Fans Matter, that's definitely their video. But seeing parts of our videos in other videos, they don't have permission to do that. So I just wanted to share that with you, and now we'll get on to our regular video. Oh, watch to the end. EFM has just announced the Q&A meet and greet sessions, and I'll share that information at the end. All right.
It's Mafia Kid
And Teresa.
Hey, y'all. Hope y'all are doing good. And guess what? We're back with some more great viewers' questions. And Teresa, you want to get into it? Okay. Hey, let's get into it.
This one is from Eugene Krabs. What products do you think Elvis would have advertised or endorsed had he lived?
Wow, that is a good one. Let me start by saying, I'm more than sure he was offered or tried to get to, throughout his career. I think a lot of that was the kernel of why he didn't. It's hard to say. I don't know that. It just depends on how things turn out. If he'd actually did any or not. My personal opinion on it, he very well could have, and I think that product would have went sky high.
I can't see him doing it though.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. That's another though, like we was talking about a while back on a few videos. It just don't seem like Elvis to me. That I know what it was. We was talking about going on shows like Midnight Special and stuff, and I feel the same way about that. Like I said, I can't speak what Elvis would have done or wouldn't have done. If it would have been something he really liked and he stood behind, there's a good possibility he would have. But just like Teresa, our opinion, I just can't. And not saying he was bigger, better than anything. It just wasn't Elvis to me. But anything's possible. Like I will say this and end it like this, like I said a while ago. If he'd have done something like that, that product, I think would have doubled or quadrupled in sales. But that's just me.
All right, this one is from Unapproachable Light. Danny, when you say you think Elvis would have been a whole lot better if Gladys had lived, in what way do you mean better? I've been watching MMK for a while now, and I don't think I've ever heard you mention that Elvis was lacking anything. What was he lacking that, if he had it, would have made him better?
You know that I'm glad you re-asked that question and or put that question in a different way, because now I can see. He wasn't lacking anything. What I was actually feeling and talking, and once again, it's my opinion, but I do believe, had Aunt Gladys lived, I was talking more relationships, marriage, just in general through life. All together. Health problems you cannot take away. Nobody or nothing's going to stop that. As we all know, if you're going to have health problems, and we all do. That's just part of life and natural. So, it didn't affect that. With him, with the drugs, I think that it would have been a big difference. And who knows? Once again, like I said, nobody. But my point being, if Elvis would have, and this is just my opinion, because everybody that loved him and cared about him tried. But if Elvis would have changed that part of his life, I think his mama would have been the one that could have convinced him on doing that. I really do. So that's what I mean. By him lacking or in his life or career, I didn't mean it that way, and I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to.
I'm sure he would have been happier in that sense.
Oh God, yeah, that's great. That's great.
It would have changed. Yes, I think it would have changed his attitude, or
it would have changed his life, big time.
His personal life,
right? As his mother lived, because we all know it, and he was right up there with us, just like I do. Mama, he was a mama's boy. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're out there. Some of you may disagree, but hey, more power to you. That's the first thing I told Teresa. I'm a mama's boy, always will be.
Yeah.
But
I think too, her influence on him, he may not have stayed with Parker as long as he did. Maybe not, but I think
exactly. We don't know, but
that would have been someone he confided in.
Her input would have been very, very strong on a lot of things, and that's with Teresa's help here. That's what I was trying to say.
I think he still would have been as big as he was, but I think certain things would have changed.
Yeah, that
because he had his mom would have had her to rely on and to talk to also.
Right. And I'll add this before we finish. I feel there for a while, of losing his mama, that it had some effect. I'm not saying it hurt him, but was more difficult for him to go on and carry through, as we all do.
Well, I'm sure it hurt him emotionally.
Right, when we lose a loved one. Y'all all know, we all have. And just think about how you felt. Well, guess what? As I've always said, Elvis was human, and he felt that pain too.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. And Danny Dooner did not write who asked his question. So maybe
that's twice.
Maybe your job is to sit down and find out.
Before we go any further, that's twice, y'all, and I'm kind of like baseball. 3 times and you're out of there.
All right. Okay. The question is, do you remember Elvis purchasing a burgundy and silver Seville with wire wheels?
I do. That was a beautiful, beautiful car. And he ended up giving that car to Ginger. Yes, that was, and y'all, I'm sure most of y'all have seen the pictures of it. There was some of it in front of Graceland, and then Ginger had some either at her mom's house or her mom and daddy's house. There were some pictures of it out front. But I personally could have seen myself in that car. But I wasn't old enough to drive it. But that was a beautiful car. I do remember it.
All right, Debbie Derlick, Danny. Did Elvis do the whistling in Kid Galahad?
Once again, I wasn't there on that one, and I had to ask Daddy. But to best of his knowledge, no, they had the people in the movie. They had somebody
stand in.
Yeah, do that part.
A professional whistler.
Yeah, I can't.
Do that again.
I just.
You're supposed to just pucker up and blow.
Yeah. I guess. You know what? I was just thinking, y'all. I'm thinking about with this cane. Y'all tell me. It just hit me now. But look, he got a little head like mine. I'm thinking I'm gonna get him a little hat. So y'all let me know what y'all think.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No. You wouldn't be able to put your hand on top of it. You squish the hat.
Oh, I can hold the top of the hat.
Oh, please. No. All right. This one's from Big Bird.
Big Bird.
Danny and Teresa, have you ever stayed at the guest house at Graceland?
No. You know, and I don't want to sound ugly, so I'll just put it. Well, I doubt we ever will. Just not that it ain't. I've heard good things about it. I've heard mediocre things about it, and I've heard bad things about it. But y'all, like I said in the past, just don't do a lot up around Graceland, and there's no reason, you know. Mom,
we stay with your mom and daddy.
Right, Mom and Daddy live close
That's
enough
that
if when we do stuff in Memphis, events and stuff like that, we stay at their house. So I mean, there's no need for us to stay in a hotel or a motel room in Memphis at all.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna try to pronounce this right. Mekoray. I'm hoping that's right. Mekoray. Did Elvis ride Rising Sun or any other of the horses the last year of his life?
No, he didn't. Y'all, and that's some of the things I had mentioned in several videos on back. Not too far back, but you know, one of the questions come up along the lines, and I talked about, you know, in the last couple years, Elvis changing somewhat, and that was just one of them. And I really don't know why. I don't know if it just he just didn't have the care for it, or maybe, you know, hell, just, you know, sometimes we don't feel like things, and but that was one of the things that I noticed. He just, at times he was, but nowhere near as active as he was early, you know, in the earlier years. He didn't ride. I mean, what can I say?
Seen it all, done it all, I guess.
I guess.
Okay, the last question is from Woody. Have you guys listened to any of Lisa's music?
We have. And I like them all, but I will say this. I'm in this, outside Elvis, and he's the only one, and I'm serious about that. All the other artists and bands that I've listened to, including Lisa, the majority of their songs I really like, and then there's some that, not saying they're bad, I just don't care about it. And you know, I'm going to be honest, there was a couple that they wasn't bad at all, but I just didn't like him as much as I did some of her other ones. But let me say this: she had it in her blood, and she could sing more than I can do. She was a musician, and she got out there and tried it. So, you know, bless her heart on that. Like I said, that's something.
She had big shoes to step into.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Teresa, you know, I'm glad she brought that up. You know, she's one that I don't really, in my opinion, feel that she had the biggest opportunity. Like you said, she was kind of in the shadow because her daddy was the greatest entertainer in the world, and how do you compare to that? Mm-hmm. So I think y'all can kind of, so you know, that had to be on her too, not just, I mean, she should have been judged, I guess, in my opinion, more on her and not who her name was and who her daddy was. But she did all right. You know what? Like I said, she was brave enough to get out there and do it,
right?
And and to give us, you know, those songs and those memories, and you know, most folks wouldn't.
Yeah.
So. Yep. Is that all? Did you ask someone off the, or did I miss it? You did. Okay, I didn't mind. Y'all see her? I want y'all to see her. Y'all see her cut her eye. Ooh, she knows better to cut them eyes at me. I'm telling y'all.
Cut more than my eyes.
I am, you know, not that I talk about it a lot, but I see now, man, I am going to have to really get down, play the fiddle on some tuning, and do some, you know, MMK went down to Georgia, went down to Mississippi.
Yeah, he's got 6 feet under. That's how far down in Mississippi he's going to go. He keeps on.
Did y'all hear her threaten me? Well, anyway, y'all, hey, it's all fun. I hope everybody, like I said, is doing good. Let's keep enjoying this weather and watch it get on up there to when it really gets to where.
We got some bad weather coming in. But...
yeah, that's one thing I want to say. Tuesday night, we should put another video out Tuesday, but if we don't, I do want to say this. Y'all in the severe weather, tornadoes and winds and outbreaks, it's a lot of us. Y'all buckle down and
be weather wise. Keep an eye on.
Be safe.
Local stations.
And take care. Don't. Especially you young folks, don't get out there just doing something because you think you can or something like. Not preaching to you, but hey, there's always another day, and to have a lot more life if you do the smart thing. So take it seriously, I guess is what we're saying, because we love each and every one of y'all. Hey, y'all, if you hadn't subscribe, hit that like button, and keep sending those questions in. We get great ones all the time, and like I said, y'all, we love it. Keep with all the comments. Me and Teresa read them each night, and it means a lot to us, and we get a kick out of a lot of the funny ones, and just the prayers and the love for us, and know that our prayers and love are for y'all. Y'all, we're going to get out here. We'll see you next video. Remember, we always live Elvis.